SHEDEUR. SHEDEUR Sanders, man. He should start it. He is starting the preseason game tomorrow, their first one. Who I think they play the Carolina Panthers, I believe. And it's something I'm ready to see it. You know, he's been named the starter. It's preseason week one. No one's saying he's starting the regular season. No one's saying that. But Luis Riddick said on ESPN a few days ago, and with the signing of Huntley, I'm concerned that this is a setup. Giving SHEDEUR 1 day of reps with the first team sounds like a setup. Well, we gave him a chance. Excuse. If anybody can do it, it's SHEDEUR. I don't know, man. And then about a few days later, they announced that um, he's going to be the starter preseason week one. But I don't know, man. I don't want to say that they throwing him a cookie or a bone or whatever. Like, here, this is your chance or whatever. But he's had like maybe 1 or 2 days where he played and practiced with the team one's stats, and he's done very well against with the other players. So that's very encouraging for when he does play against the number ones. The number ones are supposedly better. So what do we think about this? Let's see.
I mean, I think it's a good opportunity for him to kind of shut people up. That's the biggest thing. Like in preseason, the games don't mean a ton, but for guys like rookies and those guys trying to make the end of the roster, like the guys just trying to make the 53 man or trying to make it to the practice squad, because rosters are still at like 90 names right now. They're not anywhere near cut down to what they need to be. Um, for guys like him, this is really important because this is his chance to show that he belongs in the league. A lot of people thought he was going to be, I mean, Mel Kiper thought he was the best player available out of everybody. So this is his chance to show that a lot of teams effed up by not picking him. And if he's able to show that tomorrow, because there's going to be a lot of eyes on that game, it's going to be one of the more anticipated preseason games of the year, besides the Hall of Fame game last week, specifically because it's the first game back. But yeah, like you said, it's going to be a must-watch game for sure. There's going to be a lot of eyes on that game tomorrow, and it's going to be his chance to show that he belongs in the NFL and really just shut everyone up.
I can agree with this a little bit. Browns signing Huntley really does impact Shador's mental. In a way, it does, I believe. But we can't really say that just yet, though, because we have to. I want to because the NFL is a whole different level game than what he was doing in college. Like, he was the man in college, and a lot of people was in his ear saying, "Oh, you're not deserving. Oh, you're not deserving." He won the Golden Arm that year when people was doubting him, saying, "Can you beat good teams, or can y'all even have a winning record, or can y'all even compete?" Like, it's going to be something. It's definitely going to be something to see, and I'm ready to see. We're ready to see it now. Affecting his mental, Shador Sanders is a strong mental player. I mean, he's always shown that he had that edge to him, to where he doesn't let anything sway him, or doesn't let anything distract him. So it'd be something to see for sure.
I don't see. I'm gonna reiterate this. Whenever we talked about this last with Kenny Pickett and the Browns' 6 quarterbacks that they have,
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson's not going to play at all this year, so he's kind
No.
of out of the picture already, just for that reason. I don't see Kenny Pickett or Tyler Huntley making this roster. I think it's going to be both Dylan Gabriel and SHEDEUR Sanders and Joe Flacco that are going to be the 3 quarterbacks that head into it week one, and those are going to be the guys on that roster. I don't see them cutting either one of those rookies. There's no reason for them to. If anything, they're going to trade one of them. I just don't see a scenario where you go out of your way to draft Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round and then draft SHEDEUR in the 5th round and cut one of them. That just, I don't know. That doesn't make sense in my mind to do that. I don't think either one of them is going to be off this roster come week one, but this is still a great opportunity. I think Huntley's just there to give him the competition. And Huntley has had flashes in the NFL. He's been very kind of up and down throughout his career. He's been a good backup at times. Other times he's struggled. He's kind of like a Walmart Lamar Jackson a little bit in the way that he plays, like the we have Lamar at home type thing. But it's going to be interesting to see how they handle this. Joe Flacco, from what I've seen, is probably going to be the one come week one, but these games could change that too. We haven't seen a single snap of preseason football from the Browns yet.
And when we were talking about mental, he says, I don't want him to come and see me get a couple reps, Shedeur said. No, you can't be proud of me right now. Well, that goes to show you that's where his mental is. Like his mental is he's very mentally strong. He goes out there and says, "No, you can't come to the game right now. I don't want you to see none yet. I'm not there yet." And that takes some real guts to tell your dad, especially Deion Sanders, to not show up and come to practice and see me play, or not come and see me play and train, knowing that you've been watching me train and looking at me train for years and ever since I was little. Like that's a different kind of beast, in all honesty. So for him to come out and say that, he's very mentally strong. And I say that he's like Dion anyway with his competitive edge because he talks like him, and he walks the walk, and he talks the talk. Especially we've seen it when he raised his wrist up about his watch whenever he scores. Well, that's like Dion talking trash to the crowd. You know.
I mean, it runs in the family. They're trash talkers in the Sanders family. They've got that it factor in that way where they know that they're the guy. And Shador was the guy for Colorado. They had a really rough first year in the Big 12. Then they reloaded. Last year they played a lot better. I think they were 8-4 last year, something like that. They definitely improved over the year before. They played like a top 25 team most of the season. So there was clear growth there. So if he can take another step, there is a chance that he could be successful in the NFL. I mean, and there's got to be a reason why he was, other than being Deion's son, that Mel Kiper had him at 1-1 on his draft board. I I don't think he should have been taken that high. I think he should have gone. I think Pittsburgh would have been a good spot for him in that first round, but they took a defensive tackle, or the Giants. But
Even
I
if he
think,
failed to the second round, he should have been
yeah,
taken by
I mean,
Pittsburgh or New Orleans.
he fell all the way to the fifth, and New Orleans took a 26-year-old quarterback over him, which doesn't really make any sense to me. Because if nothing else, you're getting the upside of a younger quarterback who's shown flashes of potential through the years over a 26-year-old where I don't know how much he'd be able to grow. So this is his chance to show that he deserved to be picked early, that he's just got a great opportunity. That it is what it is at this point.
I really want to see how the Saints play because that's who we all comparing them to. We all knew that the Steelers were going to somehow get Aaron Rodgers at some point. So that's not to say a knock on him or put a knock on him about not going or not having Pittsburgh take him. But for him to, he was supposed to be a Saint, and that's who needed the quarterback the most. Them and Cleveland, but that's who needed the quarterback the most. I personally still think he should have went to Jacksonville because it puts Trevor Lawrence on the hot seat. Puts him okay. If you don't get it done, we're moving on, right? You don't show up this time. We have a roster that's capable to compete. You don't show up this time, well, we're done. We have our quarterback for the future. And I really think Jacksonville dropped the ball on that. But I will say that New Orleans didn't do themselves any favors by taking Tyler Shuck as well. Because, yes, he's 26. Yes, he may grow a little bit within the first two seasons, but there's not going to be a lot of growth. There's not going to
I
be
mean,
no,
he's pretty much in his prime already,
yeah,
if you think about it.
there's not going to be a case where he's going to elevate even more. He's pretty much at where he's going to be. He's pretty much built his body where his body's going to be built. Not saying he can't get bigger or stronger because everybody can, especially when you hit your 30s. That's when you really start to see some growth in body size. But he's not a linebacker. He's not a running back where he can put on more pounds of muscle. He's a quarterback. He's supposed to have a great arm, have a good shoulder, and have a good frame, right? And I don't think that Tyler Shuck is going to have the ability to grow anymore into what he is now. And for him to be taken over Shador is just really a slap in his face.
I think the biggest thing was just Shadeur's attitude in the draft
Yeah.
process, and that really did him in that regard. But yeah, I don't know. I can't see Tyler Shug being much of anything. He was a good college quarterback. I don't think he's going to be a good NFL quarterback because we're seeing more or less the finished product of what he's going to be. So if he's good this year, he'll probably be good for years. But if he's not good this year, he'll grow a little bit just because it takes time to adjust to the pro game. But he's not gonna be a generational talent. And I think in any other year where there's more quarterbacks that are top prospects, because this year was a strange year where there really wasn't a ton of quarterback talent in the draft. He's a late round pick, is what he is. He's one of those guys you take a flyer on in the fifth or sixth, like where Shador was picked, and just hope you strike lightning in a bottle. So just handing him the keys doesn't really make much sense for New Orleans either. I feel like honestly, they're just seeing this as a gap year, and then next year they're going to start to try and put something together again. But yeah, I really think Shador should have went to either Pittsburgh because even though you have Aaron Rodgers on that team,
Right.
Aaron Rodgers is only there for a maximum of 2 years.
Right.
There's no way he plays longer than that. He's starting to show signs of his age. He's I don't know how committed he is to football at this point in his life. He's got other ventures that he's trying to do with being on Pat McAfee all the time and the other things that he does. But um yeah, I think just being able to learn under a guy like Rodgers would have done him help too. Even if it takes attention away from one or the other, which might annoy them a little bit because they're both big guys when it comes to the media and attention and stuff like that. But I think that it really would have helped his development to be under someone like that. Now, Joe Flacco's not a bad guy to learn under either, but I think there were teams that definitely could have taken a chance on him before Cleveland did.
Yeah, he could have went to the New York Giants too, but I think that's where his. I think they just really didn't like his attitude. It came out, so well, he was never going to be a Giant, but and he should have been because he's miles better than Jackson Dart. But we'll say, I don't know. I mean, Tyler Shrug. I mean, he's going to have a lot to prove. He's got a lot of pressure on him because of where Shador is, because he was taken above Shador. Him and Dylan
Yeah,
Gabriel. And I've
I
seen
mean,
some
Dylan
tape of.
Gabriel, I don't think has as much because they didn't draft him to be a franchise quarterback or anything, or even to be a starter. I don't think because he was drafted in the third round. It's not like he went round two and early in round two like Tyler Shook did.
Yeah, so I don't think Tyler Shook was that great of a quarterback at Louisville. I just thought he was a little overrated to me. But I also think that only time will tell. And Dylan Gabriel looks. I've seen some clip, and he looked horrendous. I mean, Dylan Gabriel looks horrendous in camp. Okay, I mean he's practiced with the first team a bit, and he looks absolutely horrendous. Like I'm gonna send the video later, or I could send something later about and put it in our group chat or something. But he looks absolutely bad. He can't. He's not being. He can't throw the easy throw. He's mentally running away. I mean, you can see him. He's scared in the pocket because he's moving too quick. He's under pressure a bit, and he feels like It's just not. He just doesn't look comfortable at all. And they've been in rookie camp, and now they've been in mini camp, and now they're in training camp, and he still doesn't look comfortable.
My question is, and this goes for all training camp clips, are these like picked out of a small sample or is this like the overwhelming thing? Because we could see Shador throw an absolute dime, but be 1 for 8 on that drive. If you know what I'm saying, it's like these could just be, and this goes for anybody. Like the first, I've only seen because I'm on Packers Twitter, I only see negative Caleb Williams clips. I never see any of the good stuff from him. So I just wonder, like, are these nitpick clips or are these like the actual, like, overarching theme? Like what you said, that could be possible that he's just been awful in camp so far and Shador beat him out for the spot, which is probably what happened. But we could also look at it a different way too.
Yeah, so it's like a montage of of different days of how he looks, and it's overwhelmingly like he had a couple good throws in there, but it's overwhelmingly like, and it was on ABC too, ABC Cleveland, of how like some guy from ABC Cleveland I think had it, and he put it out there, and it just looks bad. I mean, he don't look comfortable at all. He looks nervous, and it feels like the game is too fast for him. And I'll be able to send that later, but yeah, it's I don't. It's just
I mean, this
what
goes
they
back
did.
to
What
what
they
I
did
was
with Shador is crazy. That's all I have to say.
it goes back to what I was saying about rookies having to adjust to the speed of the game too. Some are more NFL ready than others.
Right.
Gabriel just might not be NFL ready yet. I'm not sure how old he is. I'm gonna look real quick, but I think he was a senior this year, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
for
he was like
Oregon.
6 years, so he's like 24, 23.
So he's 24, which means he's already pretty old for being a rookie. He's not quite as old as Tyler Shug is, but that doesn't mean that he's young either. You're not drafting a 21 or 22-year-old out of college. This is not the finished product, like I said, but there's less room to grow for a guy like that.